Hello, good afternoon, students. I hope I am audible. Thanks to the early 26 joiners who have joined this particular session. It really shows you are so keen to learn. And first of all, congratulations to all of you for this. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. What I know is we are expecting around 500 plus students to join this particular session. So let's give them a couple of more minutes to join the session. The number of students are increasing. Let's wait. We want to see at least 100 to get started. Some might be facing difficulty. The link is already there in your groups. It has been shared by Professor Gopal Deshmukh. Please share this link with your fellow students so as they can join and they can also get benefited from this particular session. The count is increasing. Good to see that. But we need more participants before we actually kick off the session. Okay. Am I clearly audible? Can you please type A or audible if you are able to hear me clearly? Guys, as we are on a YouTube live stream, it will be important for us to communicate via the chat. The chats will help us to know whether we are able to continue with the stream without any issues or not. Yeah, I can see some A coming up. Thank you all for typing in and echoing what exactly you are able to hear or not. Thanks for that. So we are having 52 students. Okay, audible. Thanks for confirming. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. We will not probably, wait more for others to join. If they want, probably they will pitch in for sure. The numbers are increasing, but let me get started. So who we are. First of all, this particular session is brought to you by Career Launchpad and who we are. So Career Launchpad is a team of IT professionals who has been working in the industry for more than 20 plus years. And all of us are working in various multinational companies like Wipro, TCS, Infosys, Amazon, and so many other companies as well. So we have a wide variety of individuals associated with Career Launchpad, and they are doing excellent in their respective careers in the IT industry. However, we are combined with one common motive of giving back to the society. So when we were students, we hardly had any guidance from industry. And we do believe that if we would have received that guidance, our initial days in IT would have been much, much better. We would have been able to accelerate our career. We would have been able to get a much better growth, good opportunities, but probably it did not come to us so easily because we did not have a proper guidance from the industry expert. And we want to solve this problem, and hence all of us have been working under the umbrella of Career Launchpad with the motive of giving it back to the society. the society of students who really need this. So we attempt to provide the students with the guidance which will help them in launching their career. We believe if you will upskill, then you will be able to launch your career for sure. And Career Launchpad, our YouTube channel, is such a platform using which you can make your job seeking journey very easy. Now, let's get started with the actual topic for today. You must be working on some projects, maybe during second year, third year, or final year. However, when we work in the IT industry, how exactly this particular project is differing from a college project? So typically, when we talk about a project, it's a team game. A team consists of multiple team members. Team gets certain tasks. Team must be knowing the priority of the task. Team must be knowing the deadline of the task. The task must be distributed among the students or among the team members, and then each of the student works towards achieving the goal, and that's how a project is completed. A college project is in last 3 years, probably during second year, third year, and final year. When you have work on projects, what you must have seen is you probably don't know how tasks are managed in your project, or even you might not have defined the task which you need to accomplish the project. Also, as you have lacked creating the task and distributing it among your colleagues or among your students who are working on a project with you might be struggling in tracking the progress as well. And probably you might be struggling with the deadlines as well. Hey, we are working on this particular app. I want you to do this. This is the deadline. Probably the target oriented work is not at all done when it comes to the college projects. So, what does that mean? Project, we lack the tracking, we hardly deadlines, we do not have a visibility for the progress, we do not also have the visibility who is doing excellent and who is doing mediocre and probably who is silent and not contributing to the project at all. Also, this particular project is characterized by random work. There is very less clarity, there is less accountability, and there are several last minute work items that you need to work upon. And as I said, the IT projects and college projects are similar when it comes to the project and its characteristic. However, it clearly differs how exactly we are solving all of these problems in the industry. So when it comes to the industry projects, what matters to us is full tracking. At any point in time, we must be knowing how exactly we have been progressing throughout our project. Is there any blocker? Is there any impediment? Are we stuck? Is anybody getting overburdened? Are people burning out? All these things can be achieved if we track the project. Also, when it comes to industry projects, it is always driven by strict deadlines. So for your college projects, probably if you are not able to complete it on time, you might ask for an extension. But when it comes to IT projects, extension means probably, loss of money for the client, and they hesitate to extend the deadlines. So most of the projects are driven by strict deadlines when it comes to industry. We also need full transparency when it comes to a project. Is a particular line item or work item is being picked up or not? What exactly is going on in the project? How much progress is made? So full transparency we need when it comes to IT project. And in IT, whatever work takes place, it is all structured. So you can see that the college project related work was non-structured. However, when it comes to the IT project, it is structured work. There is a method to madness. Yes. So basically, when you are working in your college project, you are literally following a madness of achieving a goal. But the method lacks here. However, when it comes to the IT projects, there is a method to madness. Now, let me take a quick check and see how many students have joined our stream so far. Yeah, the number has reached 108. If you feel that session is exciting, you have got some value so far while being into the session, please like it so as I get to know that yes, I am moving in the right direction. And also share this with your students so as they can join in and get benefited from this particular session. Now, how many of you know that there is a software development lifecycle associated, which comprises of 4 stages: requirement, design, coding, and testing. And out of these 4 phases, how much of the percentage is contributed by coding? As a student, you do believe that probably IT project is all about coding. So what I want to hear back from you guys is, if these are the 4 phases of my project, that is requirement, design, coding, and testing, how much of the percentage is contributed by coding? Is it 10%, 20%, 80%, 90%? Please let me know your answer in chat. Guys, how many of you think that the coding percentage contribution in the software development life cycle is it 10%, 20%? So I can see some answers coming in. 20%, 10%. Okay, then what exactly we do for the 80% of the time? Guys, let the answers keep coming. Some of them are saying 50%, some of them are saying 30%, 10%. Okay, so are the higher number that the students think that the contribution of coding is 50%. Anyone who says more than 50%, less than 10%, definitely not, guys. Okay, now let me tell you a real answer. So when it comes to the IT industry, the coding contribution or the contribution of the coding stage in the software development lifecycle is just 30%. And then what do we do in rest 70% of the time? There are multiple activities that we do, like requirement gathering, analysis, then design, and then testing, deployment, and so on. So all of these are the contributions. But students typically think that if they master the coding, they are good to get into the IT industry. And typically, this is not the case, guys. When you go into IT industry and you are not aware of Jira, then probably you will miss an opportunity to create your first impression. Yeah, you are reading it right. You never get a second chance to create the first impression. And if you learn Jira and you know how to work in the IT industry, then with help of Jira, then you are bound to create a first impression. Let me give you a real time example from my experience. So we do believe that whatever work we are doing in the project, that has to be tracked via Jira. And I was having a fresher in my team, and he was using Jira compared to my other fellow colleagues who are having an experience of 3+ years, 5+ years, 8+ years. And he was using Jira much better, and his work was progressing very good. Everybody was having a full transparency of what he was doing. And then I approached him and I asked him, hey, what exactly is happening over here? How come you are able to use Jira to such good extent? And he said that, sir, during my internship, I was in a startup organization where we were managing every damn work which we are doing in our project using the Jira. And that's what is the first impression. Yeah, is all about. So how exactly the IT companies work? So they try to get the some products. And while shipping these products via the stages of planning, building, tracking, until the end, it is shipped into the production, Jira plays a vital role. And no matter, guys, whatever skill you will be using to work in the industry, it can be programming, it can be cybersecurity, testing, cloud, data analytics, networking, project and product management related work, or whatever other work that you can think of, or a role that you will be going to play in the industry. One thing is going to be common across all of those roles is Jira. Yes, definitely, no matter what you are going to do, you will interact with Jira on day-to-day basis. And guys, if you think that if you know coding and probably being into VIT, I mean, most of you are excellent at coding, and you might be believing that, okay, I'm good at coding, then I'm job ready. Sorry, sorry to let you know this, and but let me give you a wake-up call. Coding is not equal to job ready. You must know the method to madness, how exactly the work is being carried out in the industry using Jira. So the solution that we are going to talk about is Jira. And as I said, guys, this is going to be a workshop. So in next 5 minutes, we are going to stop talking through the slides, and we are going to start the actual Jira hands-on workshop. For this, if you have not set up your laptop so far, I request you to start using the laptop so as you guys can do some hands-on work along with me. And after this session, you will feel much confident about Jira skills. So what exactly Jira does for us? It helps us in tracking the task, it helps us in team collaboration, and it helps us in creating the visibility for the progress made in the project. So Jira is used by all the global companies in the world. You name a company and they are using Jira for sure. And every day a developer uses Jira. And if there is no Jira, there is no work in IT for sure. And if you believe that, yes, as a developer, you are going to work on some task. And if you think that, okay, I'm going to work on coding without having a Jira ticket with me, probably you are wrong. Okay. No work takes place in IT industry without creating a Jira ticket. So let's talk about first Scrum. As I said, we need to know that how exactly a project is delivered in the IT industry. And this particular project is delivered by the Scrum teams. You must have heard about Agile and Scrum. And what does a Scrum team does? A Scrum team has a backlog. So what is a backlog? Let's say you want to develop a loan application, then a backlog contains the number of features that you want to add in this particular loan application. So for example, you want to add a check for CIBIL score. If you want to add a authentication mechanism using CAPTCHA or a two-factor authentication. So that's a feature which you want to add in this particular project. If you want to share this loan application with your fellow relatives or fellow colleagues, then this is a feature that you want to add in your loan application. So all of the features that you want to add in your project is nothing but a backlog. And as I said, whatever we work in the IT industry, we have a method to madness. It is all structured work. So what we need to do is all of the work which we are going to do in the IT industry, it is maintained using some epics, features, stories, tasks, and subtasks. Every day when you will go in the IT industry, you will be hearing about these terminologies. So what are these are nothing but the different ticket types which helps you to manage your backlog in chunks. So epic is the highest level of work which you want to complete. And when it is broken into certain next steps, it is called as features, and so on. If we break features into smaller pieces, it is called as stories. And this breakage continues, and now this can be called as task and subtask. Don't worry, guys, if you are not getting these concepts, we are going to learn this practically very soon. So we have a backlog, and then we have a sprint. So what is sprint? Sprint is nothing but a time box. So all the works which we do in the industry, it must be completed in a stipulated period of time. We cannot have endless time to achieve our goals. So a sprint is typically of 2 weeks duration that is being used in the IT industry. And this 2 weeks is a focus time which development team uses for completing the work. So what are the activities? How exactly we work across the Scrum team using multiple sprints? So in every sprint, we have some planning activities, we execute our planned work, and then at end of the sprint, we review to see whether we have done good or not. It is called as retrospective as well. So let's think of a project which you guys are planning or you must have planned, a college festival planning. So for this, what you need to do is you need to have certain tasks, and then you will be having some deadlines in your mind, and then there will be a team involved. Across that team, you will need coordination. So how exactly this particular project of college festival planning can be completed using a sprint by a Scrum team? So a Scrum team A Scrum team here will be consisting of 8 to 10 members. 8 to 10 members will first of all decide a backlog. Then they will decide the priorities for each of the item. They will also carve out the deadlines against each of these tasks. They will work on this task by distributing among themselves. They will have a coordination among themselves till the time this college festival is delivered successfully. So this is how a real-time example of Scrum can be given from a real life. So every sprint has a life cycle. What exactly is this life cycle? So this life cycle consists of a backlog, a sprint planning, a development of the actual user stories, and then it ends by a review. So every sprint is a 2 weeks of focus work. What we do is we pick up our actual goal and we break it into small goals, and then we plan our work, and on daily basis we checks how much we have achieved our work, and then we try to do a faster delivery. So guys, here we come to the actual demo part. So what I'm doing is you must have now this screen in front of you. So what I want you guys to do is please go to a link. I am sharing this link in the chat. I want you to browse this so as you guys already have access to some important material which we are going to use during our live workshop in next few minutes. So let me know, guys, once you are able to browse this particular Google Drive material. If you are able to open this up, I request you to please type yes and let me know that you guys are not facing any issue in browsing this particular material. Yeah, I can see some answers coming in. Few of the students are typing in yes. Guys, yeah, thank you for answer. So what I want you, let me reiterate, I want you to open this Google Drive. There is some material on this particular Google Drive which we are going to use. Okay, now as a next step, what I want you to do is I want you to create your own Jira Cloud account, and this can be done free of cost using your existing Google account. So what I want you to do, guys, is I have pasted a link in the chat. Using this, please browse this particular link and come on this page. So once you copy paste this particular link, you will see a page like this. Let me know, guys, if you are able to see something like this. A Jira project, try it for free. Are you able to see something like this? Please type in yes if you are able to browse this, guys. I can see that there are 121 students who have joined the session. Yeah. But what I want you to do is, guys, please open this particular page, and now here you will be seeing something like get it free. So there is a button called as get it free. So what I want you to do is go to this particular button called as get it free and click on it. So I am clicking on it now. And here, what you need to do is you need to click on continue with Google. I will take a bit of pause here, guys. I hope you are with me. There is a link which we have opened using which we are going to set up our Jira Cloud account. Yeah. And how we are going to do is once you hit this particular link in the browser, you will see a earlier screen on which there is a get it free button. And once you click on that, you will see something like this: get started with Jira. And here you need not to enter your work email. What you are supposed to do is continue with your Google account so as we can do this setup quickly in 1 minute, guys. So let me do this setup. I am clicking on this particular Google account, and what I will be doing is I will be now selecting one of my existing account using which I want to set up my Jira Cloud account. So here you can use any of the existing Google account and set up this particular Jira Cloud account for you. So I have selected a brand new Jira account creation for which I am using a Google email account which I have not used so far. Now, here you will come to the next page called, and here you will see something like create your account. So here it will fetch your full name. What I'm doing is I'm changing my name like Career Launchpad over here, but you guys can keep this as is. So again, I'm taking a bit pause here. I want to see whether you guys are with me. Are you able to browse this particular link, and are you able to continue with a Google account? If you are able to continue with a Google account, then guys, please say yes. So you know now you are smart. So you already started typing in yes, thank you. I mean, you guys are extremely keen and collaborative. So it is really giving me some energy. I will give you, some important knowledge which you will remember forever, guys. That's going to be for sure. Okay. So here, what we need to do is we now simply need to give a full name, and I will say continue. Yes. On this particular page where you see create your account, you need to click on continue. And once I do this, it now shows me a new link where I have to give a site name, a new site name. So using this particular URL, you can now access your Atlassian project later on. So just like we type www.google.com and we land up on Google page, similarly, once you enter your site name and you click on continue, a URL is generated using which you later on can access your unique Jira Cloud account. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking on this continue button. So it's taking bit time. And now it will start showing something like, so Jira has now started setting up things for us. We might be a development team, we might be a service team, we might be a production support team, whatever team we are. But then Jira will try to get details for us, and then it will do some basic setup, post which it will ask us what kind of team you are. So here we are going to select software development. And once you click on software development, you will see something like this. How does your team plan to use Jira? So how exactly we are planning to use Jira? So we will use Jira for running our sprints. We will use Jira for managing tasks, work in Scrum, map dependencies, prioritize work, track bugs. All of this we will select and we will click on continue button. Now, once you click on continue button, here it gives you an opportunity to create your space. Now, what does space mean? Earlier, it used to called as a project in which you organize all of your work, and Jira keeps on changing the terminologies. Now the projects are being called as spaces. Yeah. So here what you need to do is you need to give a unique name for our project, which I am giving as Jira Workshop. So guys, you can give any name over here of your choice, but then let's keep it very simple. If everyone can rename it as Jira Workshop, that's enough for us to continue. And once you click on get started button after entering your space name, Jira now shows you what kind of tickets you are going to work upon. So here, by default, task and stories are picked up. You also need to select feature. And once you select feature, it will show a blue border line, which indicates that yes, the feature is also selected as a ticket which you are going to use. And then you are also supposed to select this bug issue type. So what kind of tickets we are going to work on during our project? So we are going to use task, we are going to use stories, we are going to use features, and we are going to use bugs as well. So here, what you are supposed to do next is click on next. And here you will find how exactly you want to plan our work. So whatever work we plan, there will be stages of this particular work. That is, the first stage will be to do. So what does it indicates is our work is not started. So the development is not kicked off. Then the next stage of our work is in progress. So in progress shows that the moment developer starts coding on the line item, it shows in progress. And then once developer completes the code, he or she assigns the code to the peer developer or the team member or a manager to review the code, and that stage is called as in review. However, once the review is completed, there is one status or one stage that is missing, and I want to add that now here. And I am now clicking on add status button, and I am adding another status called as in testing. So what does this mean is now I have added one more status, a stage of my project called as in testing. If you miss adding this in testing status here, it's quite fine, no problem. I mean, you can keep the existing as well. However, if you will add it, it is better. Now you click on next, and here you go, guys. your first link is created. Yeah, so you can copy this particular link, and I am saving this somewhere. Why I am saving this somewhere is because I want to showcase this to everyone, and I also want to remember that this is the first industrial project which I have created using Jira. Yes, this is your first industry project. So before going into the IT companies, guys, I have given you experience of how exactly the works takes place in the industry, and the first stage of that is creating this particular project in Jira. So, how many of you started feeling that yes, you are getting a real time exposure of how exactly we work in the industry? If you guys think that yes, you are getting the real time exposure, guys, please type in. Please also subscribe to this particular channel so as you will not miss upon any such important sessions in future. We continue to bring in multiple sessions which benefits the students. Guys, please like this particular stream. Your like will show me that yes, you are getting some value. The increase in like will also motivate me to continue with the session and deliver this with lot of energies. I can see only 39 likes so far. I mean, please don't hesitate in liking the sessions. I can see the like count is now going high. Thanks for that. So let's see and move on. Yeah. So after this, what you need to do is you need to click on this particular go to Jira button, and now it will take you to your site which you have created. And once you go over here, you will be able to see something like this. And like all the websites ask you for your acceptance to the accepting the cookies, you need to click on accept all button so as you start seeing a full screen. So this is your project, guys. Here I can see certain tasks which are created. You will not be able to see anything, okay? But let me quickly delete this so as we can see a plain screen. I'm deleting this particular ticket. So because I want a fresh board, and guys, you will not be able to see any ticket because you are creating your project afresh. In my project, somehow earlier I have used and created certain tickets. That's why it was showing me some tickets over there. However, now once I have deleted, you should be able to see a blank dashboard like this, guys. Okay, so you will see a board something like this, and see the stages which we have created: to do, in progress, in review, in testing, and done. It has now started showing that in the dashboard. So here, what we need to do next is, again, I will go to backlog and I will delete the sprint because I do not want you guys to get confused. We will do everything together. Okay. So for this, I'm deleting these tickets. So as the backlog becomes plain and it does not have a single ticket, and we will start creating the tickets right from scratch. So I have deleted this particular ticket as well. And then you will now start seeing something like this. So here we are now going to create the backlog. But which project we want to pick up, for which we will be creating the backlog first. So for this, let me give you a background. We will enact like a actual IT developer in next 50 minutes, or probably I'm going less than that time. And we will work on application called as Loan App. So this mobile application will help you to get the personal loans. So for this particular application, you must have some requirements with you. So where exactly our requirements are? So for this, guys, you need to go to this particular Google Drive. I'm again copy pasting the link here in chat so as you guys can go to the link. Yeah. And here you can now see the Google Drive documents. What we are supposed to do is from this, you will open up this particular Word document called as Personal Loan App Epics. So once you open this particular document, it contains the epics which we are going to work upon. So let me take a bit pause, guys, and see if you guys are with me. Yeah, if you are with me, please type in yes. Have you completed your first industry project creation using Jira? And yet, if yes, have you completed the Jira setup? Once you complete the Jira setup, now we are going to start building the backlog right from scratch. For building the backlog, we have picked up a loan application as an example. For this, we already have some requirements drafted, which are there in this particular Word document. So what we are supposed to do is now, we will copy paste the epics from this particular Word document and we will paste it in Jira so as it will create our backlog. So now I am starting to create a backlog. For this, what I'm doing is I can click on this particular summary. Yes, you need to copy the summary and then you will go to our Jira link, which is over here, and you will click on create button. So once you click on create button, you will see that the space is initialized with the space name which you have given, and then it shows a work type over here. So out of this, first we will create the epics, and you need to change your work type to epic over here. And its by default status will be to do. You are not supposed to do anything over here. And then what I will do is I will paste my summary over here. So what is this particular ticket or epic? So this epic says that we will enable users to seamlessly register, verify, identify, and securely onboard into the personal loan platform. So this is the first stage that we need to complete for any of the new application: registering, verification of the user, identification of the user, and then securely onboarding the user in our application. So for this, what I did is I copy pasted the summary. I went to Jira and then I clicked on the create button. After clicking on the create button, I have selected work type as epic, and then I have copy pasted the summary. And in description, you guys can now again go back here, and this description which is mentioned over here, you can copy this and paste it. So I will go here and I will paste this particular description. And below this, I will simply click on create button. But along with this, you can do a checkbox checking over here so as it will remain on this particular page and it will give us opportunity to create our next epic. We are going to create total 5 epics, guys. So I will repeat this particular step till the time I create all 5 epics in Jira. So what I'm doing is I have clicked on this particular additional checkbox so as it will give me a next window to create my ticket in a faster way. And I am now clicking on this create button. Once you click on the create button, sorry, it has taken away the link. Looks like some glitch, guys. Sorry for this. So what I'm doing is I'm copy pasting this particular summary. I will skip copy pasting the description now, and rather what I will do is I will also skip this particular checkbox, and I'm simply clicking on create button, and you can see that your work items are created. So if you click on view work item, you will see that yes, our earlier ticket was also created. Let me delete this. I will select this one and I will click on delete button. Why I'm this doing this is because I created this ticket twice accidentally. So I'm deleting this now. So you will be with me now. You will see your first ticket created like this. Then you will click on create button again. Everything over here is initialized with the same details. I will go to the Word document again, and here I will create my second epic. So this is loan application and eligibility assessment. After registering the user, we want to check the user's application and we want to do the eligibility check for the user. For this, we are creating our next epic. So again, you will copy the summary, you will paste it over here, and you will simply click on create button. And I will continue to do this. So it has created our next ticket called as Scrum 7. I will again go and repeat this. So I will simply copy this. Guys, please do these steps with me so as you will get a real-time experience and you will feel much more confident. This is how exactly we work in the IT industry on day-to-day basis. Now I am creating my fourth ticket. So again, I will click on create button. So this is the fourth epic which I am creating, and I'm clicking on create button, and then I will go and I will now create the fifth one, and then our backlog will be created. So once we do all of this, we know that whatever we are going to work upon is in front of our eyes. So guys, now all of the 5 epics are created. If I will refresh this particular link, I will be able to see the tickets as well. So here I will go to Jira, and now I will see that whether my tickets are getting created or not. So I will click on this search icon, and then I will try to find out all work items which are there in my backlog. So once you do this particular step, so what I did is I went to search, and then I said view all of my work items. I simply did this, and it has started showing me all of my tickets: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of these tickets, the entire backlog is in front of our eyes now. So what I am going to do next is, once the epics are created, we will now create the stories under this particular epic. So what does that mean is we will break up this particular epic into stories. For this, what you are supposed to do is you will go to the next document which is there on the Google Drive called as user stories. Open up this particular document now, guys. Let me give you the link in the chat so as you can practically follow the steps with me and you can get a real-time exposure of Jira. So what are we supposed to do here? Next is we will go to this particular link, and then we will open up our next document called as user stories. So guys, please be on this particular page. I can see very few people are on this page so far. Even on the earlier page, I could see that only few were there out of hundreds of students joining in. If you will follow these steps, guys, you will need not to do any other session on Jira. You can go in any of the IT companies and start using Jira from day one. So for this, I'm requesting you guys to be with me, come on this particular page, and follow the next step as I'm doing. So here, what I'm doing is now I am going to create my next user story. what I will do is, after coming on this particular second document, I will copy the summary. I will go to Jira again, and here I will click on create button. But now, instead of creating a epic, I am going to select my work type as story. Yes, guys, note this difference. Now, instead of creating a epic, we are going to break down our epic. So, as mentioned earlier in the slides, the bigger chunk of work is broken into smaller pieces. So, epic is broken into smaller pieces, which is called as user story. So, you have to click on summary. So, the summary which I have copy pasted now, sorry, I have copied. I am pasting it here in summary, and you need to click on create button. But before clicking on create button, there is something called as parent. So what we are going to do is, using this particular button, is we will link our user story with a parent. And how exactly we are going to do that is by clicking on this particular drop down. And once you do this, you will start seeing the tickets which has been created earlier. So this particular story is a part of our Epic Scrum 6. So what I will do is, I will type Scrum 6 over here, and it will show me the earlier Epic enable new users to seamlessly register, verify, and securely onboard in your application. I am selecting this, and after selecting this particular parent, I will click on create button. So once we do this, a story will be created. I will simply do a refresh over here, and now it will start showing me my story over here as well. So see, the Scrum 11 ticket is now created. The icon is little different. Once you do a mouse over, it starts showing a story instead of an epic. And that's how we create our stories. We will not create tons of stories, guys, but I will just simply request you to create two more user stories with me, so as this particular workflow is set in your unconscious mind, and you can do these steps later on as well. So what is my next step? Can someone tell me what exactly I am going to do to create my next story? Please respond, guys. Let me know what exactly you are going to do next in order to create my next ticket. Any guesses? Which button we are going to click upon to create my next story? Okay, I cannot see any answers coming in. I hope you guys are with me. Okay, let me tell you guys, you are just supposed to repeat the steps. You will again click on the story button, and then you will paste the text which you have copied in the story. And we must not forget to pick up our earlier epic, that was Scrum 6. So all the stories which we are working upon, or we are creating to work upon, are the stories for this particular epic. So I will do this, and then I will click on create button. We will simply create one more story, and then I will show you the next workflow. So once I create my story 3, I will show you. And guys, in the end, I will also show you how exactly the code is also associated with these stories, how you can see the code associated with these user stories. But that we will cover very soon. So what I'm now going to do is, I'm trying to create my third story. I am pasting the third story text which I have copied. I will go to parent field. I will select Scrum 6 epic to associate this story with, and then I will click on create button. So now I have created my all three stories. What I will do is, I will refresh this particular page, so as I can see my stories. So 11, 12, and 13. So these are the tickets for stories, guys. Now what we will do is, we will click on this particular Jira button one more time, and we will go to our space called as Jira Workshop, and we will go to backlog. So we will go to the backlog and we will see that these are the stories which we have created. So what we need to do next is we need to now add this backlog into a sprint. So what does that mean is we select a duration of 20 working days, that is, sorry, 10 working days, my bad, 2 weeks duration of the sprint. And during these 2 weeks, whatever work we are going to do, we will add it into the sprint. So for that, what we need to do first is we need to create a sprint. So how exactly you are going to create a sprint? So you will see a button, something like this called as create sprint. And I will click on this and it will automatically generate the name. If it is not generated, that's fine. It will probably show, if not, it is showing automated text. You can add a text of your choice. You can name your sprint. And once the sprint is created over here, I will simply do a drag and drop and I will add my tickets into the sprint. So what does that mean is, okay, in next 10 working days, my development team is going to work on these 10 tickets. I have spoken a lot, guys. I mean, thanks for being with me so far. Are you with me? Are you following the steps? We are almost to the end of the session. Okay. So be with me. I will show you how exactly we are going to work on this in a sprint. So once now we add all of these items into a sprint, what we are going to do next is we will click on start sprint button and I will add the start date and end date. So I am adding a start date as 25 and I will, it has initiated a end date as per the 2 weeks duration which I have selected over here. And then I will click on start button. So once this is done, you will start seeing all of the tickets over here in to do. Now what happens next is very simple. All of these tasks are assigned to particular developer. So let's say there are 4 or 5 developers in a team. Each of this particular ticket is assigned to a developer, and then each of the developer open this particular ticket. And once they open this particular ticket, we will see how exactly they create the development task for this. So for this, what I'm doing is selecting my first story, which I have created. So my first story ticket, which I have created, I will go to the document, and this was my first story of user register. As a user, I want to register my mobile number. So I am using this particular story and I will add the acceptance criteria. So copy this acceptance criteria in the description. So what are these acceptance criteria, guys? These are the things, these are the requirements against which you are going to write the code. Code for what? Registering using a mobile. Okay, so for this particular story, if you have to write the code, what are exact your requirements? Those requirements are mentioned in the acceptance criteria. So what I did is I have added it in the description, and later on I will try to create the subtask for this. So for this, I will come to subtask and I will click on add button, and you will see a magic over here, guys. Okay, it will show me some suggestions and I will click on these view suggestions. So how exactly I can accomplish the task of registering the user using a mobile number? First, I need to design a mobile number input and validation UI. Then I will implement the OTP generation logic. I will build the OTP verification logic. I will handle if there are any errors, and I will redirect my user to the registration step. So these are the development tasks which Jira had suggested, and these are now called as subtasks. So what you need to do is once it has suggested you these subtasks, you simply need to click on this particular right button and you will see a and it will start creating these subtasks in your story. So all of these subtasks are now created. So what is this? You can see a ticket like this, guys. This is how we do work in the industry on day-to-day basis. So each of the developer has now ability to know that how exactly the user story of registering using a mobile number OTP is completed, and what are the UI tasks, what are the backend tasks, all those are involved. So those are created now. And then what happens next is each of the developer work on the code. Now he opens at this point in time, guys, they open the Visual Studio, okay, and any other code rather, a tool where they will write the code. And this is the point in time where the actual coding starts. And then they will create a project in their coding repository and they will write a code like this. They will integrate this particular code repository with Jira. And then once the development tasks are completed, they will start routing these tickets to the various stages. So now let's say I have started the design work. I will put it into in progress status. I will once the coding is done, I will move it into in review. Here, my manager will review my code. Next, what I will do is I will put up this particular task in a QA's bucket for testing. And once this is tested successfully, this particular work will be marked as done. This is how we complete our work on day-to-day basis in those 10 days of time. And this is how we work in the industry on day-to-day basis. I am simply marking my remaining task as done. So guys, once all of this is done, what I do next is I have a parent ticket. So I will also change the parent ticket status to done. Okay. And this is how my story is completed. We have came to the end of this session, guys. If you have been benefited with what I have told you so far, I really want you to, like my stream. Okay. I mean, we have been together since last 2 odd hours. Yeah, guys, please comment and let me know if you got some value out of this session. Yeah, this is exactly how we work on the tickets on day-to-day basis. In next 5 minutes, I will also show you how exactly the code is associated with this. For that, you need to integrate your Jira workspace with a a development tool like Bitbucket or GitHub, which I cannot do in this session because there is a limited time available. But what I request you to go through some YouTube channel and see how exactly you can integrate Jira with the project. I will simply show you by logging into some another project that how you can see the code associated with tickets as well. For this, I am going to my one of the existing project, okay, and I will show you the existing ticket in which you can see a code associated with the ticket. So I am going to this my another project. So I have logged out of my current account and I am going to my existing project. It is asking me for the re-verification. Just give me a second. Yeah, resend the verification link. Let me go to my Gmail quickly. I'm going over here and then I will verify my email address. And now once the verification is re-established, what it will do is it will route me to the existing project which I have created. Okay, it has started showing some problems. Sorry for that. Let me use existing link. I am trying to show you how exactly you can associate the code to a Jira ticket, and at the same time, you will be able to integrate it with the Jira space. So this is how the Jira offers the end-to-end functionalities, guys. Uh, I mean, very powerful tool used in the IT industry on day-to-day basis. I hope, I mean, like, you are getting the steps. You have created your first project, your first epic, your first story as well, the industry like experience I have tried to give you. And now once you come to this existing ticket and integrating with the GitHub, you will start seeing something like this, guys. You can see that the existing code associated with this story is shown over here right in front of your eyes. I now can click on this particular commit link and I can start seeing the existing code which my developer has generated against this particular ticket. If I want to do any kind of modifications, I will do it right here. I will push my code, and then accordingly, once my work is completed, what I will do is I will go to this particular ticket and I will add a comment to indicate that completed coding and assigning this ticket to manager for review. I will do this. Later on, this ticket will be assigned to the manager. Let's say this particular ticket is assigned to me as a manager now, and it has came in my queue. After completing my code review, I will add a comment as a manager. So my manager name is, let's say, Tulsi. Now Tulsi is saying that code reviewed and is working fine, approved. So once this is done, the particular ticket now will be assigned to the developer for test, sorry, to the QA team for testing. Now the QA team will come on this ticket. They will work on the testing. Once the testing is completed, they will say that validated, working fine, attach our evidences, and they will attach the they will attach the evidences, okay, and then once the attachment is done, they will now move this ticket into done status. So this is how exactly in 10 days of time, the end-to-end workflow is completed using Jira. It helps us in knowing where exactly we are standing at any point in time using this particular dashboard. So this particular board will show you that, okay, some of my tickets are in progress, some of my tickets are in review status, some of my tickets are in test. And as in when the sprint progresses, each of the tickets starts moving into done status. And then by end of the 10 day, what we expect is the development is completed for all of the tickets. And you can see that all the user stories which we have picked up, the 3 stories which we have picked up for the development are completed. And on 10th day, I complete my sprint. And that's how I deliver my work in the sprint. So this is the end-to-end workflow, guys, that I have tried showing you. I hope you have like this, and I hope that you guys have been able to follow the steps so far. I sincerely request all of you to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned, get notification for our next upcoming videos, which will benefit the students not only in upskilling. On this channel, we also keep on posting the latest job requirement for the freshers as well. So if you will stay tuned and associated with us, you will get lot of benefits from this as well, guys. So I request you to kindly subscribe to my session, and I want you to say thank you for taking out time on a Saturday afternoon and take this opportunity to upskill yourself. Congratulations to you guys. You have created your first industry Jira project. You have also created your first industry ticket. You have also routed the ticket successfully the entire sprint via various different stages. And you also now know that how exactly this particular work is completed in the IT industry on day-to-day basis. So if you have any queries or questions, guys, you can surely ask that. Let me see, who are the top fans over here? Who has, contributed most by, echoing what I have been, asking for. Yeah, so I can see several top fans. Yeah, thanks for this. Thank you, Kumal madam, Ishika, Yash, and so on. Bhupen, Madara. So, Chetan, thank you all of you for echoing by adding a comment. I really appreciate your time, guys. Thanks for being with me. And if you want this session, because this is not just, what is there in Jira, there is a lot of stuff which we do beyond this as well. But if you want to learn Jira in detail, then guys, please ask Gopal sir or your HOD to create opportunity for you by scheduling some more sessions. Yeah, so I request you, if you get some benefit from this session and if you want to learn more about Jira in depth, then guys, you can request for the additional sessions, and I'm happy to schedule the sessions to learn Jira in more detail, to teach you Jira in more detail and in depth. Thank you all for joining in. Have a nice day ahead. Bye.